Hi guys, welcome back. So today I'm actually going to show you indexing. This is the video I have been procrastinating as long as I can. For some weird reason, I am just never comfortable doing indexing, so I don't do it very often. Um, yeah, so I guess let's get right into it. First you log in here on Familysearch, and then up here at the top is family tree, search, memories, temple, indexing. You'll want to click on indexing. And then we'll go through what each one of these things are up here. The overview, web indexing, find a project, and help a source. But right now we're here on overview. So this is pretty much indexing, make records searchable online. That is actually what indexing is. Indexing is finding a source. Well, they have all these sources that they've made a digital copy of, like a digital picture of, and the computer can't read our beautiful old school cursive handwriting, and so they actually have us human beings come in and type that in so that the records or the source is actually searchable. So when you actually search on the search engine or have these little record hints, they have actually been indexed, and we can actually just search in on the little search engine here and be like, I'm looking for the birth certificate of so and so, and then it could be like, oh, here's these possible birth certificates. That's what indexing is. So you could learn more about indexing or get started. Down here is find a project, which is pretty much just takes you to the same find a project here. So so I'll explain that later. Then indexing, consultant resources, indexing another language, steps to getting help on starting indexing. So, yeah. This one's probably the one that if you've never indexed before, you'll want to do this. This is take the guided tour of indexing. Please take that, do this, follow these steps. After you watch this video, please do this. And then get help if you still, I'm not helping or the guided tour doesn't help. This is where you can get help. And then the overall Familysearch indexing statistics, in case you wanted to know that. I actually like statistics, so I like this. Let's go back to the top. Web indexing. So web indexing right here is pretty much everything you need to know about you, your progress, and your ward's progress, your state's progress, any groups you're in. This is pretty much your personal indexing page. So right here is generally a list of things, batches, that you have started indexing or things you have started indexing and you need to come back to later on, or take the guided tour. Sometimes it will put a list of projects that Familysearch is going through, and they're like, hey, here's some suggested projects you should work on. That's generally what is right here. We can open the guided tour. I'm not going to. Or you can find batches here, which finding batches looks like this. Pretty much it's the pop-up version of what is that thing called? Find a project. So here in find a batch, we can be like, hey, we want to look at ones that are indexing, because that's all we have. You can search by certain ones like senses, and it will pull up all the senses once you hit reset. But I don't really want to look at those. You can look at all of them, or ones you've tagged as your favorite. I don't have any tags, so right now it's like, wait, what are you talking about? Then you can also go through difficulty level. I always do beginner because I'm just not very good at this. And then you can type in location. So if I want to do ones just here in the United States, I can say United States. And now we'll only look for United States ones. Language, English. Or Espanol, whatever you want to do. For me, it's English. And then if you want to look through a time frame, you can fill that out. Once you fill out as much as you want, you can hit search. Now it's pulled up what I have suggested over here, which are beginning ones, United States, and English. If I don't want it one, I can hit, oh, no United States, and search again. And it still pulls up the same 3. And I can go, okay, well this one is 78% indexed, and this little red is reviewed. This one's 39% index. Once again, the little red's review. And if I want to come back and do a bunch, such as birth records, because I like doing birth records, I can do stars. And then later on when I want to do my favorites, it'll pull that up. Now it's just pulled up all of them. But once you found one that you want to start, you just click start. Over here is messages. I actually only have one message, and it's actually the Wisconsin birth records. It's just letting me know that it expired, and so Familysearch took it back even though I hadn't finished it. But that's okay. Like I said, I'm bad at indexing. I just don't do it very often. Then you can scroll down here, and you can see pretty much your current progress, your previous progress, your monthly view, quarterly of a year view, yeah, like I said, this is pretty embarrassing. I don't index lots. All-time view, for some weird reason this one never works out. Projects, once again, this would be like the list of all the projects you've worked on in the past. Which ones have been fully indexed, which ones have been reviewed, total of how many you've done. I just don't have any to show you because I don't index. Then you can also look at this through projects that have been indexed and projects that have been reviewed. I'll kind of explain what review is once again later on. So down here is groups. This first group is actually my stake. See, it says right there, LDS stake. And we have 151 members, and we've indexed to 3,471, and 26 of those things that have been indexed have been reviewed. I believe that's what review means. And then down here is my ward, and we have 42 members who have indexed. This isn't 42, this isn't like 151 members in total of our stake. This is how many people of our stake have actually indexed this year. Same with the ward, the 42 is how many members in our ward have actually indexed this year. And then how many projects they have, or how many batches they have indexed, and how many of those batches have been reviewed. So, good job, Stake Award. You can actually come right here and find a new group or create a group. So if you want to create a group with your friends or your family members, it'd be like, hey, this is you know, our friends group, or this is my, you know, my side of the family's group, or extended family or immediate family group, and you can have little contests or see how much you guys have indexed all together if you are creating a target goal or whatever. And then you could just find a group and be like, yep. So once again, you can just search right here. You could go through all the open ones, list of invites only, ones for certain languages or locations, and then you could just scroll through and find the group you're looking for. So there used to be in the past, when you indexed, you can make yourself a goal of what you wanted to reach towards at the end of the month. I don't know how to add a goal or a target that you want to reach. Oh, I guess that's how you do it. You just click on target, and then you're like, hey, my goal is to do 2. And then it'll show you how to reach your target goal. That's actually really cool. And so you reach the 2, and you're like, let's do 8 now. And that's what it would look like. Sweet. Now I just learned that right there on the spot for you guys. So let's scroll up. And we're going to skip the find a project, and we're going to go right here to help resources. And this is where you can search your question, look up more information on indexers or arbitrators. Arbitrators, when you index, we have 2 people who index a file, And then later on we have an arbitrary who comes by and looks at person A and person B's projects and what they typed in. And they're like, oh, I agree with both of these. I agree with person B's, or I agree with this line of person A's, or I don't agree with either one. And that's what an arbitrary does. Don't ask me how to be one. Never done it. Then stake indexing director. I can contact them. And then group administrator. So just more information on how to lead things or how things are done if you want to know. Now to find a project. So right now on Find a Project, we have over 100 projects in 20 countries going on. So find your project. Here is a map of projects, so you could be like, I just want to look at projects here in the United States, in Canada, and I can view all 72 projects that are in the United States and Canada. Or if I want to do just Australia projects and New Zealand, they have 42 projects going on. One's for Europe. Let's say I just want to do Germany. I can click on Germany, and it'll pull up a list of projects just for Germany. And then down below is just statistics. Or you can click on projects, and now you can see the overall view of projects, all the projects. So this is all the web projects. They have desktop projects, actually. Wow, they do. Oh, wow. They are actually getting rid of the desktop projects. They're fading it out. So if you guys still use the desktop projects, congratulations, you're still using old technology. But just to forewarn you, I have heard through the rumor chain that they are fading this out. And I don't know how to do it anymore, so I'm just going to show you guys the web ones because I hear they're fading this section out, and I'm just going to be top of the line. And then all projects, which are both web projects and desktop projects. You can also search here through project names. So we can go project language. I want to do English. Yes, English. And then if I want to do just census, I can type right here and do census. Oh, dude, we have a Native American census role. Who knew Native Americans had census? Holy crap, I learned two new things today. Okay, but I don't want to do census. So now I can scroll through of all the English projects that we have. And if I want to, I could be like, hey, what's this one? What's this bureau? And I can review project details. And now it's giving me information, how much it's been indexed, how much it's been reviewed, what it's all about. Even though it doesn't really explain a whole lot to me. The only thing I've noticed over here on the Find a Project section is you can't organize by difficulty or search by your favorite ones. So it would probably be best to always start one in the web indexing, in your little personal page or your web indexing section. But I found the one I like to do, which is the birth records, just because generally they're typed, especially this time frame. They're generally typed. So once I found one that I like, I can hit start indexing. So this right here is a pop-up letting you know that, hey, we need to follow the privacy laws. This is a project with living people's information, and you are not allowed to copy any of this information, share the information, save it, or use it for anything else. So obviously I cannot do this one, and I'm going to hit back. So this one did not pop up saying that it had any living people's information on it. If there is end up being living people's information on it, please be nice and respectful and do not copy my video and share it and whatnot. Let's be respectful, people, okay? So we have this little pop-up in this purple that's letting you know what this project is. This is the New York country naturalization records, and information about how to index this. It also gives you pictures of what it should look like. This is actually kind of good because when you come over here and it's like, should this image be indexed? We want to know if this image is actually part of the project, or if it has like ink spilled on it and you can't read anything, or sometimes you get ones with like a piece of paper over it and so you can't read all the information that you will need to index. So that's why we need to have this. You need to read this little project instruction. Yep, so yeah, I guess it's kind of this one because it says the Declaration of Intention in the United States, so it would be similar to this one. One kind of says some of the similar things. So I actually do agree that this one is probably in the batch. But before you actually say yes or no and you start a project, you should read through all of this. You should read all of this so you know what your project is and what you need to do. I've kind of gone through and read most of this and understand what's going on, so I'm going to exit out. But if I need this later on, I'll show you how to pop it up. See, it's just right here. Project instructions. Well, bam, it popped up again. So here it is. It's saying I have 10 images. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, 10 images. And it's asking me right now if this image is part of the project. I can say yes, no, it's a duplicate image, or no information can be extracted. If you don't understand what that means, and I didn't explain it very well, you can look up, should this image be indexed, and see what all that means. So if you ever have a question, look at the purple little question mark. This one I'm saying yes to step 1. Step 1 is making sure that the picture is readable. So go to next step or next image. I'm actually going to go back to image 1, and I'm going to come up here and say, yep, I already said yes, and I'm going to go to step 2 just so I can show you guys what indexing is all about. So if I want to see this image closer up, I can just, hit the plus, hit the negative to zoom out. There's other things I can do, such as rotate the image left and right. Sometimes you'll have to do this. Adjust the image so we can go brighter, darker, whatever you need to make sure that you can actually read what is written on the page. And then, invert. Make it black or white. This actually helps sometimes in some projects where you're like, I can't read what it says. Try inverting. I know it sounds crazy, but it actually works. The other thing is this last one. So sometimes you're indexing and there will be a duplicate document or a document that you have the front and back to, and you need the information that was on the front side. You can actually hit this little box with the dotted line in the middle, and it is pulling up a secondary image. This is actually of image number 2. I could do image number 1 or go down to image number 6 and do the same thing with it. Zoom in, zoom out, and see if it is actually a duplicate or whatever. And then if you don't need this anymore, you just hit the X box. And now it's back to normal. So it looks like somebody has already partially indexed this before me, which happens sometimes. And they have filled out some of the information, but we're going to fill out the rest of it. So the first thing is we need the document or certificate number, which is right here. See, number. Yep, that looks the same. We have a name. And Frank, they did their last name. Thank you, because this is cursive, and I hate cursive. I cannot read it very well. They did the age, birth month, which was April. So we got to look somewhere on this document for the birth month, because was not quite listed at the top. He was born in Italy on the 3rd day of April. Yeah, I think that's April. Yep, we're going with that was April. So if you don't know what you're reading, just because of the cursive, the handwriting, or whatever, for me, I can't read cursive very well. I wasn't really ever taught. You can come up here and see handwriting examples. This has been my lifesaver in a handbasket. I love this thing. So I could be like, okay, that looks like a little A. This looks like a little P. And we got an L, which is April. If you also need help reading a line, you can actually share it with a family member, or a ward member, whoever. You can click here, share, and fill out their information of who you want to share it to. If you need to add characters from another language, international characters, here's that. And more project information in case you forgot. So we'll go back down to the list and then we'll come through the rest of these. So yep, in 1808, Birthtown was born in, going with that's a C-O-S-E-N, crap, what is that letter again? Z, okay, Z, that's what I thought it was, Z-A, okay, I think that's what that is. Once again, if I have a question, I could look at the question mark. Birth country, that was after the city, Italy, if I could spell. Something I've noticed is that it will automatically capitalize the first letter of whatever you type in these words sections, such as the city or the country name. It will automatically capitalize the first letter, so that's something you don't need to worry about. Okay. Does he have a spouse? Does his spouse have a maiden name? So let's say he does have a spouse. Yeah, spouse right there. But it doesn't really give us his spouse's maiden name that I can see. So we can actually, for her first name, think that's what that is. If that's not what that is, I'm sorry. That's why we have an arbitrary. But we don't have her maiden last name. So we can actually do one or two things. We can actually leave this spot blank, but if it had an asterisk, we wouldn't be able to leave it blank. We'd have to come up here and be like, mark filled is blank. Saying that either A, it wasn't listed here, or B, it was marked blank here. Such as, you know, some of these lines that are blank. And then we can fill out more information, such as spouse birthplace, or birthday, birth month, which once again is not marked. So we would have to leave as mark filled as blank, mark filled as blank, filled as blank, spouse's age, mark filled as blank, event year. Oh, event year. So the event that this thing was taken, right? The type of year, type the year the document was created. Yep, see? Even I need the question marks. Oh, look, right here. It happened in 1918. 1918. And now that we're done, we can actually either create another entry, or we can image the next page. The next image, see? Yep, image the next image. But I want to go back. We're going to go back to this one. We're going to have to create another one. So we're going to have to scroll down here and create another entry just for the second page, because that was a totally another person here on the other page, and we need to fill out their information too. So even though we have 10 images, we're going to have to fill it out for 20 people. So let's go over the things up here at the top that I didn't quite discuss. So we have return to web indexing. And if you return to that, it will save what you have put in at this time frame. if it happens to be anything that you put in after this time frame, that stuff will possibly be deleted, more than likely. This is quality check control. So when you actually get done indexing a source and you want to send it, it will actually go through and make sure everything is spelt correctly or you don't have any blank spots, and it will do a quality control pretty much. Submit the batch. I'm not going to submit it because it's not done. You should always submit the batch when you're done, when you're fully done. If you're not done, you should come up here and do about the batch, quality check, submit the batch. No. You'll want to do return batch. If you feel like you're never going to complete this one and you don't want to do it, you can return the batch. Or you could just go step out and then come back to it at a later date and time. So yeah, go back to web indexing or settings. That was that real quickly. We did the mark field is blank, mark entry is blank, mark field is unreadable, mark entry unreadable. This one is add entry, so that's what we just did, is add the entry for this page, or delete an entry. So if we actually only had this one was a duplicate of that guy, we can hurry and come through and actually just delete the entry. Be like, are you sure you want to delete the entry? Or do you want to delete all blank entries? Or delete the one. And now it's gone. You can copy the text from the same field, the previous field. Copy the same text as filled in. Copy text from the selected field into all following matching fields. Dude, that would be cool. Don't know if I would ever use that, but that's cool. And then copy text from previous entry into all selected entries. Which I would believe selected entries are these blue ones, and you hit shift and select the next one. Nope. I don't know how you would select more than one. Control Shift D. Yeah. So data entry. So right here we have data form, or you can go to table entry form. So just another way to look at how to put information in. Instead of having it all on the side, now it's all up here at the top. Column entry. Pretty much you just have one column for each section that you fill out. That would be annoying for me. Row entry. Once again, everything's up here at the top and it's all in a row. So just different ways of looking at things. Hide the toolbar, show ruler. Ooh, this is something you should probably know. So if you want a ruler, this little yellow line, to show you where you were last at. This is amazing for census because you have like the list of 20 people and you're like, okay, this is where I was at. This is the next person I was at. Here was the wife's information I was filling at. This is the ruler, and it's like your amazing best friend. I love this. International characters, looking up things, side-by-side preference, the side-by-side viewing, same as that. And then help if you need, field help, finding things, project, basic indexing guiding, keyboard shortcuts if you're one of those people, sharing batch, and all that information. So I'm going to go back to web indexing so I can show you guys something. So here are the two projects I opened. The Wisconsin one, which said, hey, this has living people's information on it, so I couldn't show you that one. I can now open it. And then the one that I just showed in front of you guys, which is 10% completed. So you can see how much you've completed of it. And if you want to open it at a later date and time, before the due date, and they take it away from you, you can hit open, and you're back to there. So batches that you previously were working on before their due date, this is where they are stored on your web indexing page. If you don't finish it by the due date, they will take it away from you and then ask somebody else to finish indexing it. So make sure you finish it by the due date, or somebody else is going to have to do your work. And then they give you this beautiful message saying the batch had expired. I hope this was helpful for you guys and you understand my gibberish. Indexing is just one of those things I'm not comfortable doing. I just wasn't ever really taught cursive, and if I was, I don't remember being taught cursive. So indexing is just something I don't feel comfortable doing. I don't know cursive very well. So sorry if it wasn't that great. If you have any questions, please comment below. I will try to answer questions the best I can. If you have any suggestions on what I should film, please also comment below. And I hope you all have a beautiful week. Bye.